Hello and welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to be covering dependencies. So in the last episode in our build.gradle file, we created all of this, which is going to help export our mod. However, in order to add dependencies, we first need to reference a Maven. So in order to do that, above our dependencies, let's reference our Maven libraries. In order to do that, we just type repositories, and then we can open some brackets, and in here is where we're going to put the Maven. So today I'm going to be covering two types of dependencies, Curse Maven dependencies and dependencies from individual mods. Let's start with Curse Maven. So as you can see, the URL for this is cursemaven.com. So in our repositories we can create a new Maven with the URL of https://www.cursemaven.com, and now we've added our Curse Maven URL. And now, in order to add a Curse Maven dependency, we can put that in the dependencies here. So what Curse Maven allows us to do is to reference basically any mod from CurseForge and import it as a dependency. So if we go into Minecraft mods on CurseForge and sort by Java 1.16.4, we can select a mod to add as a dependency. Let's say I wanted to add mouse tweaks as a dependency. So when we add a dependency through Curse Maven, we're just adding the mod into our runtime. We won't actually be able to access the code. So we can write runtime only, and then we can add the dependency with fg.deobf, which stands for deobfuscation, and then we can pass in a string value. And this is going to be curse.maven, and then a colon, and then we need to add the descriptor of our mod. This doesn't actually matter as long as it doesn't contain numbers or spaces, so I'm just going to write mouse tweaks. Then we put a dash, and then we put in the project ID. So over here we can see the project ID on the right is 60089, so let's just copy that and paste it into here. Then we can add another colon, and then we need the file ID. So on mouse tweaks, if we go to files and we find the correct version of mouse tweaks, we can see that the file ID of this is actually up here in the URL. So let's say I want this, I can copy that and paste it into here. And let's just add a comment saying this is mouse tweaks. And now if we right click on our project and go to Gradle, refresh Gradle project, and wait for this to complete, we can see that the configure is successful. And if we start the game, we can see that mouse tweaks is installed. So next, we're going to install an API dependency, and the one I'm going to be installing in this tutorial is for JEI. So if we go to the JEI wiki, we can see getting started 1.13 and up, and this actually gives us the URL of the Maven repositories. So I'm just going to copy this first one, go down here, add a new Maven with that URL, and another new Maven with the other URL in here. So next over here we can go to the Maven listing, and we're going to want 1.16.4. And here we can see all the different versions for 1.16.4. So back in Eclipse, let's open the Gradle.property and create another new property called JEI_version. And we're going to set this equal to the version of JEI that we want. I'm going to go for the latest one, which is 7.6.1.74. And JEI also wants us to set the Minecraft version, so let's set MC version to 1.16.4. Then in our build.gradle, we can actually add this as a dependency over here. So let's create a new thing called JEI Dependencies. And then we want two different things, one for the API and one for runtime. For the API, we want it to compile only. And then we can do fg.deobf of mes.jei::JEI dash, and then we put the Minecraft version, which we've already set. So we can do a $sign and then MC version. And then we can put a colon and another $sign with the JEI version, and that's going to use the stuff that's in our grade.properties. And because we're compiling in here, we're going to point to the API. Now let's copy all of this and make sure this says compile, and then let's set this one to a runtime only, and this time we just don't want the API. Now that we've done all of this, let's refresh. So let's go to Gradle, refresh Gradle project. So you can see in our main class, now if we look for something like iMod plugin, which is a JEI class, we can see it over here. And if we load the game, we can see that we also have JEI installed with the correct version. That's going to do it for this episode. In the next episode, we'll create a JEI plugin. If you need any help, join the Discord, and I'll see you later.